从今天开始，我们和2位德国专业乐迷一起看纯享版月下。
他们是西方现代音乐活字典冷峻哲人于里安。
I think I have a pretty diverse interest in music.
身长2米，最爱重型音乐，巨人鼓手麦克斯。
I guess my rating will be probably pretty low.
在此之前，他们从来没看过任何中国乐队。
我们把乐队们最终的得分展示给他们，让他们边看边猜各乐队究竟对应哪个分数，并评论每支乐队。猜对个数多的那位获得我们的惊喜大奖。因为那个德国节假日超市不开门，我没法去超市，所以我们就家里面还有一个这个火锅粉，and 这个是 vegan。大奖究竟花落谁家？嗨，大家好，我是思雨。
嗨，大家好，我是彤彤。
Hi, I'm Julian.
Hi, I'm Max.
我和彤彤有一支乐队叫表情银行，我们最近的那个注意力都集中在做这个点评上了，都没有空做音乐，但是我们也挺开心的，因为得到很多朋友的喜欢。OK， 我觉得我们就不说废话了，我们就直接开始看吧。
对啊，就是今天德国特别热，就是可以说一下。
今天太热了，所以你看我们今天都穿得很凉快。Neon Garden 霓虹花园。
就是天赐予我的故事，不轻易感觉到故事。
Nice, good start.
Very good start.
I think you should start this time, not just because it's a good band, but also because the one who starts always gets one more, you know, because it's 11 bands each time.
To be fair.
So it was kind of unfair that I already started 2 times.
Okay. Even though both like first time and last time, it was like, it seemed like at least in the beginning that I always had like the great bands.
Yeah, maybe that's the trend.
But now if we switch now, it seems like I again have the great bands because I really like this. This time I kind of want to start and say I didn't like the outfits too much, and I didn't like the stage light. You know, the stuff not about the music was kind of not so great, but the music was amazing. I really like the voice. I mean, because at the beginning he had this parts where he would go very high, like, I always like this, and then in the end he had this kind of little bit screaming. But overall, it really reminded me. I wrote down Incubus.
Oh, good choice.
Incubus.
And also, I think you didn't really like them or didn't listen to them, but Coheed and Cambria.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yes, and it's kind of because I don't know, because it's like emotional but not overly emotional, very subtle. I really like the drums, like this. He did this like drum rolling. Yes, really good start. I wrote down 3 up arrows. So it was my highest possible rating.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, before I start, Julian, did you understand any of the lyrics?
Yeah, just I think I understand a little bit. Was it a love song?
I think because you know a little bit Chinese, so
I understood what I need.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So it feels different, right? It feels different.
Yeah, I know. It gives me more context. Yeah, I also really like the song. I have a little bit to add. I really love the lead guitar.
Also, yes.
The lead guitar especially sounded very jammy, but the whole vibe of the song was sounded like something that was written while jamming. And I wrote down Muse, which was kind of an obvious association, but I also wrote down Mount Zion, which was like maybe a little bit off, but I felt like because the song was like so slow and the singing reminded me of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I also gonna rate them very high. I'm gonna hold off on the 10 out of 10, but they're really close. They're like really high 9 out of 10.
I also decided that this time I will not do like 2 different ratings. I will only like do like the one rating.
Like last time you did only one rating, right?
No, I always wrote like one bracket with the arrows for this rating and for my personal rating, but I think I try to kind of
focus.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe this is the right strategy.
Right strategy to success.
Okay, then second band.
Yeah,
Second band.
I'm ready.
It's called Rolling Bowling, 旋转保龄.
Rolling Bowling.
Rolling Bowling, yeah.
Great name.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Is that a contrabass?
Oh yes, okay. This is Maynard James Keenan.
周末的老婆不在家，我可以哇哈哈哈。周末的老婆不在家，我应该哇哈哈哈。Love it.
Love it.
Okay.
Great start this time.
Yeah.
Not as impressed as the first band, but still really impressed. I love the vocals. I really like the dynamics of everyone. And the instrumentation was really nice. So many different instruments. And I wrote down Streetlight Manifesto for real this time. Because this was really like ska vibes. And yeah, I thought it was great. I really like the vocals. I like his like vocalizations. He had like really interesting vibe to his voice.
Next.
Yeah, I also really like the setup, the looks, the contrabass, of course, the energy. I really like this. They had this old school approach where they would talk about the musicians in the song and how they would drag the song like it's like very old school classical. And even that he threw his hat in, you know, it's like this classical gesture that people used to do kind of in this music.
Yeah, very big band.
Big bandy.
Show band, yeah.
Yeah. And, to me, more than ska, I mean ska of course comes from this, but I more had this like 50s.
For sure.
That's right.
What's this dance called? It's like country western dance.
Line dancing.
Yeah, something like this.
Yeah.
This kind of style. It's not necessarily my.
It was way faster than normal line dancing. This would be like, there would be hectic line dancing.
I would like to see it. It's not necessarily my kind of music. I don't really have something to compare it with. It's not like, oh, it's like this band, because I kind of don't know any band like this. But still, like you said, like I think in the first episode that live this would probably be even better to be like in there and be like.
Oh yeah. For this band too. Probably,
and I think they have the most fitting name.
Oh
so
yeah.
Like the name
really
matches the band.
Hits the nail on the spot.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay then.
Okay, next band.
Next band is called 康姆士 Coms. COMZ.
Okay.
Yeah.
遥望着宁静的夜空，一直相住的星球。如果我是说，如果我想牵你的手，让
Yeah. Okay.
It's your turn.
Okay. I try to start with the good. I liked his voice in the sense that I liked like what he gave into it. He was really into it, like doing it. Good energy, especially also in the end where it's like long. I don't know. I like long notes or like. But that's kind of like all of it.
Okay.
First of all, like my cheese detector was like exploding, especially in the beginning.
We all knew it was coming.
In the beginning where you had this like strong reverb, like flying through, and I was like, okay, the cheese is up. And also that like the rest of the band was more of a backdrop. It was a lot about him. He had like the head and the sunglasses, which was also a little bit too much for me. It was probably pretty dark and warm in this room. So it's and also the rest of the band like stood in the background, very doing not a lot, and he was really the focus of the show. So it was more
they weren't
like
even lit in the beginning.
Yeah, in the beginning they were not even light on them. So it was not so much band music to me than like a singer music.
Yeah.
He could have been there alone and the music came from the tape. It wouldn't really have changed the dynamic.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm gonna guess that, I'm not sure if I remember their names, so I'm not gonna guess, but it was the band with the singer with the covered skin. And you said that it was
Full Idiot.
Full Idiot.
Yeah.
And you said it was a very lyrics-focused song.
Yes.
And I'm gonna guess that this is pretty similar because I felt very similar vibes. I had the same professional but very down low musicianship. Not much in the instruments going on, and then like very focused on the singer. So I'm gonna adjust my rating a little bit according to that. I'm gonna rate them a little higher than I would usually because I think like the Chinese audience get probably a little bit more out of it than me.
Okay. Next band is called HAYA.
It is or who this time? No, not. Look like it.
You know it?
You know it? No?
You know this instrument?
I do.
Yeah,
I
of
think
course.
you do. I think you do.
Pferdekopfgang.
Oh, right. Yeah, now with the light I can see.
'So it's your turn, Julian.
My turn, yeah. Really impressive singing.
Really impressive everything.
Yeah, instrumentation was also really nice. I have a lot of association. I thought of like flamenco. Also like medieval European folk music.
Oh.
Interesting.
Yeah. And also music from today that is inspired by medieval European folk music, like Ritchie Blackmore. I wrote on Ritchie Blackmore. And yeah, overall I really liked it. It was kind of my vibe. The medieval kind of folky, yeah, that just felt really nice. And overall I liked it. At first I thought I like the instruments better than the singing, but the singing was really impressive, and it was like it also saw a lot of changes in the style of the singing. It didn't get boring. The whole song was always, when something new was going on for a little while, they went back to the main theme, and it just flowed really nice. Yeah.
Do you feel this music is from a special region, or do you think it's a mix?
I would probably guess that it's like regional folky music, because the last time we couldn't place this type of music, it was something from China that we had no connection to. So I'm gonna guess this is probably similar.
Yeah. Because to me, like the association was like super like Turkish Arabic vibe.
Interesting.
And I was sure that you would say this, because to me it was like super intense.
Yeah.
This kind of vibe, and this is like my only association mainly, because in many ways this reminds me of the last band from last night. Was it Wild Child? Wild Child, the name, because it was like super professional. It was more professional than I can understand. To me it was like, wow, nice. But every single musician, like the drummer with his, like, he had so many techniques, and he was holding the drumsticks kind of like this to make a special sound, and the other ones playing this, you know, this instrument with the two sides. It had like this dragon head.
What's the Chinese
dragon
name?
head.
Pferdekopfgeige.
Yeah, what's the Chinese name?
马头琴. It's like
So it's
a
a
horse
horse.
head.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So like every instrument was super special. So probably every player learned like super special things. It was like extremely professional. I cannot even begin to understand how professional it is. But I agree with you that in the beginning I thought, the singing is nice, but the instruments are more interesting. But then the singing like became like also very interesting, and the vibe and the flow was really great. Yeah, very great band. Yes.
Okay.
I think I have to think this time it will be very difficult to like place like the.
So far I have like.
You again with your with your safe system.
Okay, and move to next band.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's called ETA.
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 Nice names this time. Easy to understand. Easy to remember.
What kind of guitar is half step higher.
Half step, okay.
Yeah.
You start.
Great. I mean, I was unsure a little bit sometimes, because I didn't really like the chorus so much. It's like, I think it was too repetitive.
Okay.
Sometimes, and then I was sometimes thinking like, okay, maybe it's too repetitive, maybe it's a little bit boring. But then came another part, and I was like, wow! I was super in it. I really liked this. Just the fun, because the fun they had, the fun with like the orange suit and the dresses, and they were like dancing like this, you know. They were super into it. They had a lot of fun. I thought it had a great message, you know. A lot of stuff was in English, so I could understand it. Especially, I mean, this like, you are the one, you are special. Don't be ashamed of yourself. Very important message. It's like you can take it from that, but
no, she said it.
Okay. I didn't catch that. For me, the most important one was like, don't be ashamed of yourself. It's very important. The drummer, even though most of the time he played the same stuff, at some point he was like, wow, okay, that's always great. And I really liked the guitarist. look. He really looked like Napoleon Dynamite.
I was thinking the same.
Yeah, but because he was really looked like that.
I wrote down best hair so far.
For the
whole
guitarist?
band. No,
Oh,
for the whole band.
yes.
Just overall best hair so far.
Yeah, but here again I have the same problem as last time. I found the singer very attractive, and so I have to kind of adjust my account. Yes, the hot bias, yes.
Yeah.
I have to try my best, because last time my hot bias failed me. So I will only write one error.
Yeah, I don't have much to add. I also liked it. I thought it was really catchy. I thought it was a really well-crafted song,
Yes.
like a really well-crafted summer hit song. I wrote down Pharrell Williams because I could see him like
Producing that.
that. And yeah, it was really funky. I think I would rate them higher, but this time HAYA and Neon Garden are already really steep competition. So compared to them, they score a little bit lower, but overall, I really like them.
Okay.
Would you guys compare them to the other funk band you saw in the first episode?
HAYA, like
HAYA?
HAYA. No?
Not at all.
No, not really. Different vibe. Both funky, but this one just came together really well.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I didn't feel like this was a funk band. It had funk element.
Yeah.
There was funk in there because it just was funky. They are funky people. The last the last band was more like, okay, this is a funk band. How can we make it a funk band? Kind of.
Yeah.
Okay.
This was more natural of funk. Natural funk.
Natural fuck. Okay.
白皮书
对，白皮书，对。
White Skin Book.
Okay. White skin book. Is it okay we translate everything in our own way? But, yeah.
Probably not.
You understand it? It's no problem.
Oh wow.
Okay, great sound. Female drumming power.
你赤裸的来到我的身旁，有一丝娇怪我的是苦恼。后悄悄说。
Wowsies.
Nice. My turn, right?
Yes.
Great. Really good. I loved a lot of it. First thing I want to say is I felt like this was like instrumental music that also had singing.
Yeah.
But the singing was like not too much, fit really well. And because it reminded me so much of like instrumental music, the first association I had was Giraffes. And I also really liked the MIDI track that was running. And that one reminded me, I don't know if you remember
I
that.
think I know what you're gonna say.
Reminded me of Slagsmarsklubben.
Oh.
No, that's not. Yeah, but do you remember them? They were like
Yeah,
a Swedish
a bit.
MIDI band. They were
Yeah.
just MIDI players,
Okay.
like 4 or 5 MIDI players. Really obscure Swedish band, and they did music that was basically just like the MIDI track without the rest of the
Okay.
instruments. So, yeah, but what were you thinking?
Yeah, I was thinking of entertainment.
Entertainment, yeah, makes sense too. But I feel like this was like more musical than entertainment. Way more musical than entertainment. Much more instrument focused.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The MIDI track is kind of very interesting, right? The sound effects.
I wrote down stressful in just the right way. Because there was like a little bit of dissonance and the MIDI track was like kind of annoying, but really good in a good way. Yeah. I could talk a long time about this band because I really like them. Your turn.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't have a lot to add. I wrote down great show and great band. So, I mean, in a way, this is a lot like music that I like, that I listen to. I like the 3-person setup.
Yeah.
I like the female drummer, because I think it is important to have more female representation in music in general, but especially with drummers, it's quite rare.
Yeah.
And so I always like to see this. And also she played super good. I mean, especially with the MIDI track, because there was no one playing it. They had to be super tight.
Yeah.
They had to be perfect on the with the track. There was no like, okay, no, I play slower if you play slower. And also this is probably the band which the most I would also kind of play in. Like this kind of music that I like to play. This kind of drumming and this kind of energetic music. So I guess if I had to pick a band to play in, I don't want to, I mean, of course I don't want to kick out the female drummer, so it wouldn't be this band, but this is most like the music that I also play. So I have a really strong connection with it. Again, I thought of Health. I mentioned them last time. But also maybe it's something like Lightning Bolt, even though they are way more chaotic, but in this kind of noisy.
I also thought of more chaotic music. I thought a lot of like any Zach Hill project, like HAYA, or his solo albums, but like less technical.
More actual music.
Yeah, right. Less stressful. Stressful in just the right way. not too stressful.
Not in Zach Hill kind of way. I feel that maybe I guess they have even more aggressive and more like stressful and noisy songs, and probably pick this one for the show because it's not so. I mean, maybe not. Maybe all other songs are very laid back and
I can see that
calm.
now,
But I feel really great band. Probably my favorite band so far. Not in terms of how good they were. There are a lot of great bands, but more like the music that I like. This is my music as well. And here it's really difficult for me to. Because you wrote you think this will also be like high in the rating?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, I was thinking about Retros. Experimental music, they also like it, so I will probably. I will
just
write
your rating.
Yeah, just your rating. I'm not guiding you anything.
No, but this was what I think it was. Like in the first show, I would probably rate them low because I thought they don't like experimental music. But now I probably rate them high.
There's it's been steadily getting higher quality. I feel like this time is even more average high quality. And also like there's two bands already, Neon Garden and White Skin Book, who are like pushing towards Florid Show, like really close up there with the first round.
Okay.
And the first one had the highest extremes.
Yeah,
this one has like more of it.
But this naturally leads to, if I think about it, I mostly remember the first show because it had those peaks in bands. And so overall, even though last time we said the average is higher in the second show, to me it feels like the first one is more memorable.
Probably, yeah.
But this one is like so far like the greatest.
Really good.
Really good.